Hello, this is Godel. Welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions Remastered. Today we are gonna be maybe making it up to space. But first, before we can go anywhere, we need to go over the things I did since last time. So I went out here, and there used to be a mountain out here. You probably noticed. I used a builder here, RF Tools Builder, and I actually went ahead and just made like a box here, and then I used the builder to fill in like the floor as well. So I just kind of like carved a hole in the mountain here, and this is going to be like our new area where I'm going to have Thumbcraft stuff, I think, is what I'm going to have over here. But the problem of starting that this time around is that our Lucerna ritual only reaches to about um around here-ish, right? We can see like where the snow is. That's where those chiller enemies or whatever, the ones that leave snow trails, spawn. They're pretty close to here, so if we would be like doing stuff over here, and it's not like lit up over there, um, they're gonna start spawning and walking towards us and just harassing us while we're trying to have a fun time doing some thumbcraft, if such a thing has been heard. No, I'm just kidding. Thumbcraft is fun, right? Um, Anyways, let me go ahead and take my thing over here back. That was the dirt that I used to fill in the holes after I carved that mountain out. But yeah, I would like to get into space, get on the moon, which is going to give us access to being able to make the stronger ritual pedestal. Not stronger ritual pedestal, sorry. The stronger rock crystals. Although, I know we have a stronger rock crystal up in our astral sorcery area. Maybe I just make one of those into a Lucerna crystal and use that instead? I don't know. I'll see. It depends on how much the new mobs are going to be bothering us, because once we are in space, there are going to be new mobs that spawn in, and kind of like the cows, they don't care about light level. And they're actually much worse than the cows because they fly, and they fly from really far away to chase you down, so they're very annoying. Order of business number two. I have relocated our portals that we had like just kind of over there and over here, and instead I'm gonna have like a more organized portal hub, I think. And I also renamed the teleporter shards as relevant. So here's the ice dungeon one that takes us all the way over here to this northwest corner. Had some forest dungeons over here I explored earlier as well. I found an ice dungeon over here. I didn't explore it, but it does exist over there. Um, and that's down there where I found that Thaumcraft style dungeon. But anyways, another thing I did is I went through all of the villages and I looked in the churches because there is a I don't remember which quest says it. Peace candle. There we go. It's not a quest, it's actually information on the mod. So in random things, there's this item that prevents items or monsters from spawning in a 3 chunk radius, so like a 7 by 7 area of chunks. But I wasn't able to find any, unfortunately. I went to all of the villages I had found so far, and no luck. So there was a village here, 2 over there, 1 down there, 1 over here, 1 over here, 1 over here. Or, no, not that one. This one. And just, like, no luck with finding any churches with a candle in it. I found, like, 3 or 4 churches total, but, yeah, none of them had the candle. So, like, the churches seem to have about a half spawn rate, and then the candle on top of that has about a 1/3 spawn rate. Anyways, it just occurred to me that I haven't really, like, looked over in this area that well, so I'm gonna just run over this way just to see what's on the other side of the map here and see what I find, and I will be back to the base shortly after I've run around, unless I find something interesting. So, see you in a moment. One thing I'm definitely feeling while walking around is that whenever I'm in water, it's like awful. Like, we don't move that fast above water, but water just like grinds us to a halt. So I was looking at cybernetics upgrades, and there is the aquatic propulsion system that requires cyber legs. So I was considering maybe doing cyber legs in the aquatic propulsion system. But the issue with that is I'm not sure if we're going to have enough tolerance to be able to afford that. So it might just be something to consider there. I'll look to see what our allowance for tolerance is, because we still want to install the night vision. That's 2 tolerance. The propulsion system is 2, and then 1 leg is 15, but it works better with 2 legs, so I'm not sure if we'd necessarily want both legs. But anyways, yeah, we're reaching kind of the edge of the where I wanted to explore. I want to explore a little bit more, see if like we could find a village up here or something. But anyways, I'll be back either home or somewhere interesting in a second. So see you soon. Alright, I am not finding a village, which is what I was looking for, but I did see something interesting over here in the water when I was just looking at my map. It looks like there might be a dungeon that spawned in the water over here. Yeah, that looks like a forest-style dungeon. Let's go down and take a look. I'm not gonna necessarily explore it right now, but I would like to see what's cooking at least. Yeah, this is definitely a forest-style dungeon, so let me put a quick bookmark here. We're just gonna call this Dungeon Forest. And then I'm gonna not go down here because it's very dark. And also there's a skeleton. How about let's go home before the skeleton is bothering me. Okay, let's go home. I can't see anything. And neither can you. So yeah, anyways, search that entire from over here all the way up there. No villages to be found in sight. I did find another forest dungeon there, but oh well. Alright, let's get some of this junk out of my inventory. Okay, last order of business. I didn't even finish talking about what I set up. So, Astrogate prep. So if you have used Astral Sorcery before, you might be familiar with the Astral Gateways, Celestial Gateways. And what you can do is you can set up this multi-block structure. It's like a multi-block structure of like 50-ish blocks in total. And it requires some marble arches, and then some ruined marble, some engraved marble, and some sooty marble. And then you put the gateway in the middle. And basically, when you're standing on this, it puts like this dome effect, which I don't think you can actually look at in third person. Nope, it forces you into first person. That's interesting. Anyways, it gives you this dome effect, and you can kind of teleport around with it. And I actually went ahead and made a few sets of these, and these are all the parts needed to make them. And I also made, well, not I made, but I had a copy-paste gadget from a dungeon before. So the idea is we can go to like a new planet or our space platform once we have it built, because it does work. Whoop, don't hit the tree. It does work across dimensions. And then we just take our copy-paste gadget. This has already copied the multi-block part of it, so we just go like decide where we want this thing. All right, that looks good. Bada bing, bada boom. We have set up a teleport to wherever we just built this thing. So now we just warped back up here. We can see they're down there where we placed that one. And I think you need to walk away and then walk back to be able to use it again. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, so we have a set of some of those made, ready to go. And I'm just gonna, let me go put this back up there in that box. Is this Lucerna right here? What is this? I don't remember what we had set up over here. I think I can actually go ahead and make Lucerna really quick, though. Let's go to get our constellation out. You hold Lucerna in our offhand. We'll be able to see where the spots are for that. Let me just pick up all of the... I think that was Evorcio, what I had on the floor there. So let's just go ahead and place these everywhere it needs to be. I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade our Lucerna crystal if Lucerna is out. Oh, hey, Lucerna is out. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and put my constellation paper back. And let's make one of... The purity is what matters for Lucerna. So we have a 49 Lucerna, which is not very good. But let's see, we have a 79 purity. We have a 96 purity. Okay, let's use that one. We also have a 100% purity for BCO. That gives us creative flight, but like, I don't know. I don't really need creative flight down there around the base. So let's just go ahead and attune this 96 purity. How do you do this again? Probably turn my magnet off so I stop yoinking it. There we go. And then I'm gonna accelerate this just a couple ticks because last time I did this it got weird. Give that a second. This is running at 4 times speed, so there we go. Okay, we got a Lucerna 96%. I also put a teleport back, by the way, you might have noticed. Instead of using /home, we can just run back, which is a little bit quicker. And what is this one that we have here? 48. Okay, so this one should be significantly stronger in the effect. I don't know how much stronger, but we will, I guess, see over the course of, like, if we see this wall of snow get pushed back any further. We might not even really be able to tell. Like, let's go and see if we can find where mobs kind of start spawning for us. Get my glider so we can go a little faster. Okay, so there's already a lot of dots out here. Though it's kind of hard to say what was already spawned before. Yeah, there's a lot of friends out here. Ooh, cyber zombie. Do you have a night vision upgrade for me? Neural contextualizer. Automatically switch to the right tool? Interesting, but I don't think that's something I want. I usually don't like it when stuff's automatically doing stuff for me that I would normally be doing manually, because then I try to do it at the same time and it like just messes with me. It kind of depends on what it is, though. Like, auto walking up blocks is great. Okay, let's put my astral gate here back. Just using that to keep the blocks organized. Alright. We'll have to see how much stronger that Lucerna crystal is, but until then, let's go and work on the next thing we're making. Isn't this way faster to get up here? Jeez. Alright. I could also make an ender elevator directly up to the platform. That'd be pretty sweet. Anyways, we've talked about those. Next, we are going to get to space, I think. I think we have all the stuff needed to get to space. Oh, actually, we are going to... I just remembered. We need to upgrade our armor. Or not upgrade our armor, but we need to equip our spacesuit. And we're going to need to fill our oxygen tanks. So how do you get into the oxygen tanks again? I might need to look at our controls for that. So advanced rocketry category. Rocket GUI is C. Rotate vehicle is A and D. Yeah, that makes sense. Move vehicle up and down. Is there no slot for our oxygen tanks and such? How do we... Oh, do we... No? Do we need to equip them? I thought you need to equip them somewhere. Well, in any case, let's go ahead and get these filled. So in order to fill them, we are going to be using a gas charge pad. And where do we want to have a gas charging pad? We don't really need it to be anywhere fancy. I just need a supplier fluid pipe, and then just get oxygen into it. It just needs to be regular old oxygen, not like liquid oxygen or anything crazy like that. Liquid oxygen would be a little, cold to breathe, maybe. Oh, let me put the copy-paste gadget with the gate as well before I throw it somewhere and forget where I put it. Okay, so let's go ahead and I don't know how many gallons or how many buckets of oxygen this holds. Let's just, like, I don't know, do 8. And give it a second for the oxygen to arrive. I don't suppose just, like, having these in on the floor is, like, gonna work. It looks like it holds 16 buckets. Okay. So right now this is not working. Oh, it needs power also. That's annoying. Why did I think it didn't need power? Um, Maybe it doesn't need that much power. Can we just power it with, like, a combustion generator? Basic steam turbine is also an option, kind of based on where I built it. Let's use that. We're not really doing much with steam. Steam is basically free power, so we need a few pipes for the steam. And then I think we're going to need a mana-infused cable to go with that. Because I don't think you can hook the generator directly up to the block. Like, the cable does the power translating, not the block, I don't think. So we do this. Go ahead and one-way it this way and that way. So that's got power, and that does not have power. So yeah, that does not work. That's okay, though. We're just gonna scoot it back one tile. And then now we should have power. Where's my wire cutter? If I can find my wire cutter. Still can't help but notice that doesn't work. Does it perhaps need to be powered from the bottom? That would be annoying, but let's give that a go. Go back up here really quick. Nope, that doesn't work either. Maybe it just does not accept power from, GregTech, like, at all. And I don't suppose it could accept power on the top, right? That would, like, make no sense. Yeah, no. Okay. So let's do a converter real quick then. Converter. I think there's a converter in Quest somewhere that we can take. It's one of these lower voltage ones. Aha, LV converter 1 amp. Perfect. Assuming it works anyways. So we're doing FE to EU. Nope, let's flip it to that side. And then I think we need to hit it with a soft hammer. There we go. It's doing EU to FE. Alright. Okay, buddy, you're definitely making FE here now. Why aren't you working? This has EU in it, and we're converting to FE. This is an FE output. Does it need to be on a... Does it need to be in an actual FE cable? Hold on. Let's try this one more time. Soft hammer. Turn that. Okay, and then let me go get one of those energy conduits. Go run this up to the astral sorcerer section really quick. This spectral relay. Does this need power? Is the joke on me? The joke is that it doesn't actually need power. Oh, hey, it doesn't need power. Well, thank you for having an RF indicator on it, despite not needing power. Okay, well, I guess I fill oxygen now. So let's see how much this fills. Let me go ahead and fill this up with more oxygen at a time. So the super high pressure tank takes 8,000 oxygen, and the high pressure takes 4,000. Okay, good to know. Now, how do you equip these guys? Are they bubbles? That is not a bobble, sir. That is the offhand slot. Oh, I just remember. We have to use the dang suit workstation. Okay, so there, the oxygen slots, and then the rest of the slots here are for like if we want to put upgrades in it. But anyways, there we go. Oxygen upgrade. Those tanks are now inside this vest. Okay, jeez. That's very silly of me. And then when we want to recharge, we can just go walk over here and you'll fill them directly in our armor there without having to take them off. Okay. User error. As is not that unexpected, I guess. I don't use this mod too often, so I forgot how it works. Alright, we're ready to build our thing to go up to space now, I guess. We're going to need a little bit of power, though, so what I'm thinking before we get up to space is that we make something that we can get some power from remotely. And the thing I'm thinking to use is going to be the spectral... not spectral, what is it called? Spectre network. So we can make these things called spectre coils, and those we can inject power from anywhere, and then we can extract it anywhere using the coils. So I think I would like to go ahead and we can probably just make some basic coils really quick. So let me set a recipe up to make a basic coil. I'm like looking for all of the item crafting modules that I put before, and so we're going to be making a spectre coil, and we need fine red alloy times 4. We need a spectre lens. We're going to need to figure out how to craft that as well. We need a NAND chip, and then we need 4 redstone in a fluid extractor. Stick that up in our assembler. Ooh, our crafting thing here is getting a little full. Alright, select assembly, not assembly 0. Extractor to assembly for that redstone. And then now we need to figure out how to make this spectre glass. Okay, this looks pretty easy. We just need to make some spectre ingots, which also looks easy. I'll make a few of these. Let's just make like enough for like 10 crafts worth, I guess. So 90 ingots of gold. Let's go accelerate our furnace really quick, because we're also going to need to compress these here momentarily. Let me go ahead and speed up our compressor. Grab all of our nice gold. Speed it up further. I'm sorry, I was like, where did our gold go? It's because it's a chassis machine and it did not actually leave the machine there. Alright, and then we're going to just use ectoplasm from our tree farm, because we don't have any in here, to make these ingots. Oh, right, I think we need to use the extractor on the spectre wood. Extractor, yep. I do not want that. Take it back. Alright, here's our extractor. Alright, that's as fast as we can speed it up before it starts having problems. How much of this do we need for this many ingots? It's actually kind of a lot of ectoplasm now that I'm looking at it. Alright, let's see if this is enough ectoplasm. Nope, that did not get us through. I'm gonna have to run over and get one more set of this. Alright, that is enough to finish what we're trying to do here. Alright, there's the ingots we need. Let's make a few lenses. I'm just going to make these manually at this point. So let's make, what else are they used for? We will need one of these. Oh, no, we're going to need a beacon. But, oh, never mind. Beacon doesn't require. I was like, beacon requires another star? No, it does not, actually. So we are okay on that front. Alright, looks like we're going to need a total of 3 of these. Actually, we're going to need one for every spectre coil we make, so let's just make like a handful of them. Alright, there we go. We have 11 of them. That's pretty good. Let me go ahead and make us like 2 coils. And while the coils are running, we're going to need to make the thing that actually lets us power the coils, which is the energy injector. Where is that thing? Spectre energy injector. So for that, we are going to need a beacon, which requires a shifting star. We don't happen to have a shifting star, do we? Nope, not that I see. Okay, so shifting star. For that, we're going to need 4 of these guys. A bucket of liquid starlight. I don't have my bucket on me anymore. I finally put it away. So bucket of liquid starlight. Diamond. Illumination powder. Aquamarines. Alright, that's the stuff for the shifting star. Then we need mana powder. Obsidian. We'll need a spectral lens, and then we need, oh, enlightened clear glass? Alright, let's see how we make enlightened clear glass. So we need to make quite clear glass. Can I make quite clear glass? Okay, I can. And then we need to make it enlightened, which is going to be cooking it with some glowstone. So white clear glass, we need 4 of them, and then we need some glowstone. Alright, and then we're also going to need some more stuff. Still more stuff yet. More obsidian, which I think we're running low on in our storage, so I'm grabbing it out of EMC. Let's go put this in our alloy smelter right over here. Make that enlightened. So that's going to be our beacon, good to go. How do we make spectre string? That doesn't look too bad. What all is spectre string used for? Honestly, not stuff I am particularly interested in the near future, so let's just make as little as we need. Just 1 set of this is fine. Put that away. I thought there was a quest for this. I guess it's a quest for these things, okay. Like, yeah, I could have sworn there was a quest for the actual Spectre ingots, but no matter. So we should have everything we need to go. Let's go do our, astral crafts really quick. So first off with the shifting star, I was like, what are we missing here? Oh, and I did not get the diamond star. Diamonds, 2 of them please, and then we needed also a bucket of starlight. Yoink. Alright, get the shifting star. Do I have the wand up here? Here it is, it's in my green baggie. All right. Get our beacon now. Oh, that was loud. Sorry for that. And then finally we can craft our energy injector. All right, cool. Energy injector made. And then immediately we can make a LV Spectre coil. And we can use that to get wireless energy everywhere, if we wanted to. But for now, I'm just going to actually be using it for... And it's transdimensional too, right? I don't remember if it's transdimensional, but I assume it is. I guess we could test it really quick. So I have a wire here. Let me just stick this up there. That's going to charge it up really quick. And then I can take... Where's that converter that I had a second ago? Convert. Let me go to my void world. And we can test if the converter works over there. So stick that on there. We need to hammer this. And then... Oh, we did not need to hammer it. I'm dumb. Stick the coil on that side. And hey, look at that, it works. So we are now taking power from the coil in that case. So that's great. It works transdimensionally, so we'll be able to use that for powering stuff remotely in places where we don't have good power infrastructure. And I specifically want this for setting up our launch pad and stuff, so. Alright, cool. We are ready to go to space, I think. Oops, I just shuffled this chest, which I had painstakingly sorted before. Let me get all the stuff we need to go to space. So we need... guidance computer goes in our rocket, I believe. Launch pad. Satellite bay. Uh-oh, I'm suddenly not remembering how all of this stuff goes. Rocket assembly machine we need. We need the rocket engine. Are we making a satellite or I feel like we're making a satellite first. Structure tower. Space station assembler. Oh, geez. Oh, buddy. Seat? I don't know how this works. I guess I'm gonna have to read the quest really quick to remind myself how it works. Okay, so we need the guidance computer in the rocket. So guidance computer goes with the rocket. So we are going to need to place the launch pad in the structure tower next to it. We are going to create your space station, place the space station assembler next to your launch pad, build a station to your liking on the platform. You can build more in space. Once built, access the space station assembler. Place your satellite bay in the upper left slot and your space station ID chip to the right. Hit scan. If all goes well, hit build, grab your chip, and proceed. Okay, so I guess we're doing the space station first. I think we need this for fueling it, but we're not there yet, so let's go ahead and we can go on our roof for this. Sure, why not? This is going to be a pretty small setup for now, so let's do our launch pad. There's a big lag spike whenever I place one of these for some reason. What's wrong? Okay, we're missing a side there. Alright, so this is where we're going to build our space station. Oh, what is satellite builder used for? Satellite builder, space station assembler. What is the satellite builder used for? To create your place, like satellite builder is not. It's not mentioned in the quest here, so one second. I'm going to go look up the official wiki for advanced rocketry. Satellite builder. Okay, satellite builder constructs satellites from components documented here. Yo, bro, why did you have me make a satellite builder? We don't need a satellite. Freaking dangle quest book. Get this out of here. Okay, so we don't need that. We do need, though, the station assembler. So space station assembler. And I think we need a power plug for it. I think that's how we power it, right? So we do something like put the power plug. And we're going to put the space station assembler. Did I put the space station assembler away? I did. I meant to put the satellite builder away. Okay. So if we give this power directly, it doesn't accept power, does it? Oh, it does accept power. What is this for, then? Like, is this block a joke to you? So there's nothing to scan currently, and we also need a space station chip. How do we make a space station chip? Space station ID chip. Bleh. Oh, I just right-clicked with this, and it gave me this. Okay, so let's add new. Clear, delete. Hello? What am I looking at here? The interface doesn't really seem to be doing anything there. Place your satellite bay in the upper left slot and your space station ID chip to the right. Hit scan. Okay, well. It's saying do this, and then it's saying make a platform. Where are we going to make our space station out of, by the way? I haven't really thought about that. Maybe like some Tyrian, maybe? I don't know that we have a lot of stone, though. Yeah, we don't have a lot of stone. Laboratory blocks is another neat one. That, again, requires stone. Gosh, I should have made some structure blocks. What about, like, X-tone blocks? Something like this, lathe, would be good, but we, once again, do not have the stone made for that. We would need to make a bunch of stone for that first. Let's just, like, start with cobble, and I will use, like, the replace tool later once I have a cosmetic direction in mind for it. So cobble for now is going to be fine. All right. All right, there we go. Good a space platform as any. So we can go ahead and scan it. Missing satellite bay. Is that not what this is, though? Satellite bay must be placed in the top left slot, and an unprogrammed station chip must be placed in the top right slot. Structure must be built on the pad. Once these goals are met, station can be built. At the start of the process, the station chip and satellite bay are confused. The structure on the pad is placed into the new station item that is placed in the bottom left slot, and a station chip program with the coordinates of the new station orbit is placed in the bottom right. Missing satellite bay. I vaguely recall for some reason that you can't actually set your space station up in the overworld. Like, you need to do it in the void, maybe? Try scanning it again. Oh, it says ready this time. Okay, built. I didn't change anything. All right, here's our space station, and we are space station ID chip number 1. Cool. And then I think we can make a copy of this just as a backup, like if anything ever goes wrong. Maybe we cannot make a backup. I don't know. I thought we could. Yep, I don't know what's going on with this janky-ass thing. Okay. So we have our space station built here. Next, we are going to need to build our rocket. And I guess we're going to need another satellite bay because we just consumed our satellite bay, and we need to also have a satellite bay in the rocket itself. So let me make another one of these really quick, I guess. Satellite bay. Oh, we need a dirt chest. Kind of a random thing, but sure. And then, whoop, satellite bay. All right. So we got another satellite bay. Now we're going to actually build our rocket. So our rocket is going to be a thing of beauty, to be honest. Don't laugh at it. So we can build this like literally however we want. But this is how I'm going to do it. All right, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Don't at me. I know what it looks like. All right, put our seat there. Beautiful. Wow, what a rocket. That's going to keep us safe going up into the atmosphere. Uh-huh. Okay, so we finished building our satellite there. Let's go and get... Oh, and we'll need a guidance computer as well. Where should the guidance computer be? If I put the guidance computer here, will my head be in the guidance computer? Ow, 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 Jesus. Okay. Yeah, don't do that. You now have unlocked access to space and Luna. To the space. Okay, cool. Gain access to Euclides Prime. You need to go to Luna. Okay. Guidance computer, how about you just go right there? Sure. Do we need our rocket to look any less janky, like we've just kind of used the blocks it gave us? Nope, it looks fine to me, to be honest. All right. And then in the guidance computer, we are going to be putting... I think in the guidance computer, we put the space station ID chip. Right? Guidance computer. Guidance computer requires either a planet ID chip or a space station ID chip to successfully travel to its destination. Okay, if multiple guidance were built into one rocket, one would override. Okay. All right, before we go anywhere, we're like definitely going to do a backup just in case things go awry because I don't want to have to rebuild all of this junk. Rocket assembly machine. I think now is when we are going to... But this plug doesn't even give the power to the machine on top. Jeez, what's the point of that? Just pop that in there. We are going to go ahead and scan our rocket. What a beautiful rocket that is. All right, so this gives us the stats on it, and if we build it, it is going to basically turn it into a rocket. So this is now a rocket. Press space to take off. How about let's not do that on accident, because it's not fueled. We need to fuel it. So let's put a fueling station. Can I just like put it here? And then to fuel it, I think we use the linker. Right? Like, otherwise, why did it make us make one of those? Program the linker with the fueling station. Linked successfully. I mean, if you say so. There's a weird white line, and then, yeah, sure. Why not? And then let's give it some fuel. I don't want to use all of my rocket fuel, so let's just take, I think like 4 buckets would be enough, probably, to get us into space. we just had the Artemis launch a few days ago, so we can call up NASA and ask how many what's it called? Buckets of rocket fuel they used. All right, here we go. So this is 3 buckets. Let's go with 3 buckets and see how much it uses, because once we get up into space, we're going to be disassembling our rocket, and anything left over basically gets trashed. So, and this is our rocket GUI. I guess, I don't know. Oh, here, on the left side of the screen, there is our rocket GUI. Okay. All right, well, we are at fuel, like, a little less than half fuel. That's fine. All right, let's do a quick backup. Backup start. All right, perfect. And then I think we're good to go. So we have oxygen. Oh, let's go get our gate. Let's go get more building materials. Put some junk away that I do not need. Like, I don't think we need the Astral Sorcery book. I don't think we need a mana pearl or a random candle. I think it's light up there, so I don't think we need a lighting in general up there. Okay, let's get our gate, and I have a gate already made for space platform. I named it in the anvil, because when you have stuff named in the anvil and you look at a star, it will tell you what the name of that star is called. Pro tip. And we don't need the linker. Let's get some just cobblestone to build with. And then what tool do I want to build with? Do I have the formation wand? Yeah, that's a good tool to build with. Okay, I think we're ready to go to space, y'all. Cobblestone. All right, that should be enough to get us started. All right, here we go. Do another backup because I just did a whole bunch of things while we were just running around scrambling, looking for stuff. All right, T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whee! All right, here we go. Ooh, cool stuff. Wow, amazing. All right, well, that didn't take long for us to get up into space. All right, you're meddling in extra-dimensional and spatial affairs. I don't think that's the correct use of that word, spatial. Has welcomed the most deadly enemies in the known universe to your door. Well done. You've probably killed us all. Great. What's happening here, though? Like, I'm kind of just, like, floating in space here. Am I in the rocket? Is the game frozen? Don't seem to be able to do anything. I can't move. I mean, this looks pretty. We're like in a pretty sky blocks. Press space to take off. Destination NA. What do you mean, buddy? Where are we? Where are we going? I would like to be out of the void now, please. Okay, well, we're back home. We didn't use too much fuel. We used like a quarter of what we put in there, so. Okay. Gee, we're gonna have to figure this out. I'm like looking around and seeing if if there's something we needed. Luna is the moon of the overworld, not the void world. To see Luna, you must launch from the overworld. Okay. Also, this thing is so slow. Can you, like, fall faster? Oh my god. Oh, shoot. Okay. Why is it, like, so dark you can't see anything? It's turned into, like, the void rocket ship. Alright, well, destination station 1, like, did not take us anywhere, so, how do you get into the... Like, I don't even see any of these elements that are on the screen here. Let me look at the Galacticraft mod again. Category... not Galacticraft, whoops. Advanced Rocketry. Open Rocket GUI is C. Can we do, like, Control R instead? Nope, that's a complex here. Control G. There we go. So our satellite bay should have put our satellite in there. Guidance computer has station 1 in there. Select destination, none selected. Cool. Can I... what? Okay, I'm gonna just load a backup and then see if our... No, hold on, I have an idea. Can we pick this thing up? No, I think we need to disassemble it. So our satellite bay is, like, gone. Here, let's try really quick. I might need to load a backup, but let's go ahead and disassemble this. Disassemble. Can't help but notice you're not disassembling. Let's try going up one more time. Maybe it just, like, kind of glitched out on the entry of the thing. Oh, also, I just heard our new nemesis. Yeah, something's definitely gone wrong here. I think we didn't select a destination, and then we also lost our satellite bay contents. So here, I'm going to do a /stop. And I'm going to load a quick backup. I'll be back in a minute once that's back up. Alright, the backup is loaded up. I am loading back in to the world here. Get out of my rocket. So where was it? Control G. Okay, so our satellite bay now has the satellite in it. Let's select destination, and again, there's nothing available here. So I'm thinking this is actually an issue with our dimension that we're launching from here. I think we have to launch from the overworld, maybe. So let me get off of here. Let me disassemble the ship. So now we can... okay, yeah, now it's not being weird and glitchy. Let me just pick everything up, and we're gonna go do this from the void world. And this is why we also did not put all of our fuel in the rocket, just because it was like, hey, chance this isn't gonna work. Let's put our armor away so we can hold everything. Get a few more cells of fuel. Honestly, I think like one cell is probably enough to get us up to the space station. Let's go to the void world and see if this resolves our issues. Oh, and now we have 2 Space Station 1 ships. Hang on, did this duplicate? Yo. Honestly, I don't care. But sure, I'll toss the duplicate one. Here we go. Alright, I don't think it really matters where we set this up, so let's just go ahead and set up a launch pad again. Alright, we need to set up the structure tower. Did I set that off center? No, it's centered. Okay. All right. Grab a piece of cobblestone here to prop up our rocket assembly. Let's put our rocket together one more time. Oh, and we're gonna need to go grab the linker. I left that over there on accident. Get our fuel. Get our satellite bay. Where's our satellite bay? Oh, here it is. Just kind of blending in there. Put the satellite in there. Put the chip in there. Put our seat. Put the tanks. I don't think we actually really even need all these tanks. In fact, I think like just this does it, right? What if we scan? What does this look like? Oh, that's right. We need power. Go ahead and give us a scan there. So the acceleration... Does the amount of tanks affect the acceleration? I feel like it doesn't. Let me take a quick note of what these stats are, and then let me put more tanks and see if that actually changes anything. So our thrust is going to be the same. Our weight is way up. And our acceleration is somewhat down. So, you know what? Honestly, this is probably like, you might not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Something like this. Oh no, even better. Here, take that tank away too. So we have one tank, two engines. Yeah, there we go. Six kilonewtons of weight. Oh, why is weight in newtons? Well, I guess, I mean, technically, but normally you'd use like a mass unit for weight. Oh, well. Acceleration 2.33 meters per second square. That's pretty good. All right, we need to go home and get our a linker because I didn't bring one. Where did I put the linker? I thought we had two. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we got our linker. We have one cell of rocket fuel, which should be enough, honestly. It really should be. All right. Let's go ahead and build it. Connect our fueling station with the rocket. Stick one bucket of fuel in there. All right. Now this time, select destination. None selected, really. That seems like a problem. Guidance computer. Do we need to do something with this? Add new. Oh. Maybe we didn't do that before. Maybe that was our problem. We just forgot to do this step. Well, is it going to work now? Select destination. None selected. It's still not working. Why is... Okay, well, we have two destinations now. They're both station 1. Guidance computer, stick that in there. Select destination, none selected. Okay. Like, I don't know. Maybe we don't actually select the destination in there. But anyways, let's go ahead and see what happens if we go up into the stratosphere one more time. I still have the backup again that I can reload should this not work for some reason. But we are in, like, Dimension 0 now, so we're in the overworld. Whoa, this is so much faster now. With only one tank. Here we go, okay. Now this is working properly. I suspect it was because of Dimension 0 shenanigans. versus Dimension Nova, which is Dimension 100. But anyways, we should be landing here shortly. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and hop off of here and let our rocket land itself. Good job, rocket. You know where you're going. And we are going to land right here on our space platform. All right, here we go. And first thing we're gonna do, we are now ticking down our oxygen very slowly. So we need to be mindful of our oxygen level. That's above our food bar there. Let's build out our platform a little bit first. And then from there, we will set up our what's it called? The Astral Gateway. I'm just building 8 extra... Whoops, I didn't mean to build those down there. I'm just building 8 extra blocks out from our center here, and that's just going to be like my foundation. Somehow this one got 2 blocks longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then let me just go ahead and extend this outwards. Yoink, 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 yoink. I don't think I brought enough cobble to do this. I'm going to say definitely not. Anyways, next time between episodes, I'm definitely going to come out here and make this a little nicer out here. It's not going to like look amazing. I've never been great at like aesthetics. So don't expect anything amazing, but it should look a little nicer like this. I'm going to use the replacement tool to swap these for some nicer bricks. And I might go ahead and enclose it. I'm thinking I want to kind of have like a UFO style space platform. So it's going to be kind of like round and then like a dome on top would be kind of cool. So that's what I'm going to go for. Oh yeah, also we can go ahead and disassemble this now. All right. Take our rocket apart. I think this is the rocket we're going to use, to be honest. I know you can do like cool custom things, but I'm not about that. Also, we duplicated our space station ship again. That's fine. All right, let's make our I did not bring the copy paste tool. Gosh darn it. Okay, so we need to make our astral sorcery gate by manually. That's fun. And I need to try to avoid jumping because we go up very tall when we jump. All right. This is brought to you by the letter F. Well, it was before I filled in the top part. Did I mess up the dimension of this somehow? Sure did. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do our marble arch edges here. And then the ruined marble goes in the bottom corners. Ruined, engraved, ruined, engraved, ruined, engraved, engraved, and that is the multi-block. And now we should be able to go home to Nova. All right, so that space platform just like exists now. And if we go back to, we need to leave the bubble and then come back, I think, to be able to warp again. If we look up there, we can see space platform. This pillar, I hope, does not get in the way later on. Anyway, space platform. And go up there. Hey, we're back. How about that? And we can also use /home to get back home because slash home works cross-dimensionally. But alright, yeah, I'm going to be working on that. I'm probably going to do some kind of X-tones or some kind of chisel blocks because those tend to look pretty cool. But until then, thank you so much for watching. So yeah, we've been done space. We've gotten to space. I heard some laser creepers. Let's go really quickly check those out. If you've never seen those before, they're pretty funny. So we can just run out here into the day because, yep, these guys are now going to be spawning in the day. And they have a very long aggro range, so... Yep, here we go. We got, laser creepers. They literally shoot us with lasers. Oh, and our armor here is not very strong. I should put on proper armor. So they've got laser creepers that shoot lasers at us. And apparently we can make a plasma power unit. Then they also have T-Rexes, which are certainly a thing. They drop the T-Rex parts, which we can turn into a T-Rex control or a T-Rex egg. Cool. And then there's one more monster. Oh yeah, that one. Arthroborg Jetliner 3000. 2000? 2000. These annoying flying spiders that shoot missiles at us. Yep, that's super cool. So, we've got those guys to contend with now. And just hope that the Lucerna ritual mostly keeps them away. Until then, though, that's going to be me signing off for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Next time, I'm also going to be talking about this area that I built. So, until then, see you next time. Where's my dang stop recording button? Ah!